Happy Monday, gamers. Who's ready for some more modern action? And this time, it's going to be a Living End versus a Vengevine Hollow One. I know we've been featuring quite a bit of Hollow One on the channel lately, and this is a slightly different build of it. Living End has not been featured. We've been seeing it at the shop for the last couple weeks. We finally got a game that, like, our Living End player was like, hey, I felt like I got to at least showcase a bit of the deck, what it was trying to do. We had some epic battles going on, so I'm excited to show you guys what that epic battle actually looked like here. So thanks for tuning in. I'm, of course, NanMans, and this is some more of our weekly modern action. We do have gameplay every Monday and Thursday, and if you're not familiar with the Hollow One deck, have you been living under a rock? That's okay. We got you. It's going to be casting things like Burning Inquiry, Faithless Looting, discard a bunch of stuff to be able to cheat in a Hollow One, but this is also running like Blazing Root Wall, a Vengevine, so you're casting multiple creatures in a turn to be able to sneak Vengevine back from your graveyard here. So we'll see. It's basically cut down on black. It's no longer running black, and it's just a red-green build for it. So here's our first Blazing Root Wall coming out here. On the other side, Living End has been traditionally more... oh my gosh, and a Hollow One. So Living End, on the other side, it's been traditionally more of a, like, Jund build. This time around, we're seeing some players experiment and testing out what looks like an Is-It build with the way it goes, specifically because of Electro Dominance and being able to cheat it into play. Now, our Living End player has been tweaking and adjusting numbers and stuff within the list and everything. We'll see about getting the full deck list for you guys to be able to enjoy if you guys want to test it out or start playing it, because some elements of it I really like. And we ended up losing our Living End there, so we've got like our spells that we need, but we were kind of missing some of the tools with it. But Faithless Looting for both players here, kind of one of the benefits here. All right, Flame Blade of Depth. I know there is that new one drop that players have been talking about, and it's that Shark Pirate that's coming out in our new Aether Drift set that's like, oh, this might fit in here, and it probably will fit in here within this. Now, Seasoned Pyromancer are going to come out. We're going to discard some cards, Flare of Denial, and something else that I missed. We got it. There's just that slight glare for the graveyard there, which I apologize for, but we get some sweet tokens coming out here. What game is that? Who knows? I don't know, but somebody knows. But that's a cool thing. All right. Where are we going for? We got some threats, at least some ways to block now. Root Wall has got that, like, a one-turn Fire Breathe type effect to give it +2, so we do have to be aware of that. Hollow One, of course, the 4/4. Flame Blade Adept does have Menace. It only has 2 toughness, though, and it always gets extra power when you are cycling or discarding cards, so it can get scary, but with the tokens, we have, like, options here, so we're going to see. We'll see what the choice is. I mean, I guess you just kind of start pushing for damage here. Another Burning Inquiry. Let's just kind of keep it going. Let's go for it. Now, where are you on the Burning Inquiry plan? Are you one of those players that's always looking? Do you sit here and go, I want to look at what I draw? I've gone to the point where I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to pure, let's see it, because I don't want to feel bad. Yeah, look, they're going for the chunks. Take these 3, take those 3. Oh, double Electro Dominance getting discarded there. Vengevine. Look, there it is. He's got that sweet full art version.
So sorry.
All right. What do we got left? What do we keep in our hand? Oh, Bolt's nice, so we can get rid of one of the blockers.
1/1/4/4, and then this is a 4/1/4/2 with menace.
Yeah, and I can't block it, so that's just gonna go here.
It's got menace. You can. I mean,
It says you can block, so we get the decision making.
Oh, yeah,
So it's a
yeah,
4/2, so it always has 2 toughness. So it's like we could have blocked here and still taken the same amount, more or less. But at least we can get rid of a creature. Yeah, so we go. We'll take the 5, take a hit, and at least drop down and kill off one of your creatures.
You're right.
Draw a card. Go for it. Wait, that's 3 green. Draw a card.
You're at 6, right?
I'm at 4.
Oh, my bad. I had
Street
you.
Wraith.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the street race coming in. He's like, are you at 6? He's like, nope, I'm 4.
What is it?
Thundering Falls?
Yep.
Surveil?
All right, we do have a counter spell. Oh, one thing to note is that like one of the creatures that went to the graveyard initially, like if we were able to have kept our living end and it wasn't discarded off a burning inquiry, we could have gotten Iona out initially. That was one of the first cards that was discarded off the Faithless Looting there. But our Picklock Prankster coming in kind of has double duty in this deck as both like a flying blocker, a little bit of evasion, but also really that mill effect is very relevant and why we're kind of in this kind of more is it style. He says, okay, no matter what, I'm dying here.
I needed that Thundering Bluff to come in untapped.
He said I needed that Thundering Bluff to come in and untap, and he said, and our Vengevine player says, I don't even know what you're playing yet. I know you're trying to reanimate stuff, but I don't understand how because you're running a bunch of is it stuff, and so that's where that Electro Dominance comes in play. We'll see if we get to use it here, but we'll see. Sideboard games do become very different, and it becomes a little bit of a who can find the right sideboard pieces first. So we see a mulligan coming out from our Vengevine player. Living End player is happy with what they've got going on here. So we've got at least this game 2 getting set up. We don't show sideboard stuff because it's a lot of players shuffling. We're not revealing stuff for their hands and stuff. Maybe one of these days we'll do like a big long form and keep it in there and do more discussions, but we can kind of talk about it now here. Of course, if you're wanting to see other lists, check out our Moxfield link, follow it, do all that stuff. Thank you to everybody that's been following the channel. And we'll say that now that you guys are still here with us, is that we have hit our 1,000 mark. We have coming out on Saturday a special Modern Master 27 unboxing and Spider-Man meme, the Ley Line of the Void for both players here. Just going to sit there and stare and point at each other. Hey, look at this. No, anything's going to get exiled that goes to the graveyard. And we'll get some... Yeah, it says Faithless Looting doesn't do much here, so I'll get a Surveil land and help set us up. But if you're wondering what other cool decks that we've got to feature soon, we've got a Jund Death Shadow versus Is It Twin. We've got some Jeskai Adventures versus Grixis Food. We've got some Murktide versus Vengevine, Murktide versus Yawgmoth, Storm versus Twin. We've got some Yawgmoth versus Hardened Scales. Oculus versus Vengevine, Oculus versus of our Yawgmoth decks, and then a twin versus twin list, as well as a Mill versus Boros Energy. So a lot of really cool matches coming up soon. So if you are interested in any of those or wanting to see other specific decks featured on the channel, let us know. Leave a comment. Tell us what decks you'd love to have featured on the channel so we can be able to kind of cast them up, show you guys some stuff, because there's a lot of players playing. We're seeing kind of that like funneling in as players are starting to lock in and find a strategy that they really enjoy. That's why you're starting to see like these clumps of, oh, we're seeing a little bit more of the Rakdos or a little bit more of the Hollow One decks, or we're seeing a little bit more of the Twin decks, or, you know, we're seeing a little bit more of the Yawgmoth, and like we're starting to see these clumps of gameplay stuff, but we're trying to mix it up as much as possible.
Good. Bring it in.
I'm gonna bounce like one.
Sure. Oh, man.
Sculptor. Go get a untapped red source. I'm gonna decide whether or not it's Steam Bents when I grab it. It's gonna be Steam Bents. I'm gonna go to 16.
All right, so the other option is like we're doing the Faithless Looting because we're trying to dig and we're trying to get information. We got a Living End in this. Discard the second ley line. We're not going to be using that. Sink to Stupor. Like we already got like the bounce effect helps us get rid of the ley line there. You know, using our fairies helps a lot. Brazen Borrower and a Surgical to get rid of Faithless.
Yeah, look at your hand.
And now we get to see the hand. Another Faithless that's going to get stripped away. Young Pyromancer and Living End. And there's the reveal. Now we know for sure it's a Living End.
These two last till the end of my next turn, whereas he is just the bonus. When does he get the counter? So whether or not you counter.
Going to 18. from First Game.
Yeah.
The fact that this card is not pushed all the way to each Texas. So it's a
So also we're in a no land hand, but it's like we kept it. We've kept it specifically for the ley lines and surgical. So we must have had like heavy sideboard stuff to kind of narrow us in. And sometimes you can be super greedy like this, but in this instance, it's not really paying off. Yeah, we stripped away some stuff. We've been annoying. We know what's coming up. Oh, we got to land. Okay, we're getting in. We're catching back up now. But if we're thinking that advantage meter is clearly on the living end player. Now, they don't have a lot of threats in the graveyard, though, so this living end that we've got isn't really setting us up for success at the moment.
Pitch this Silicon.
Yep.
Going to go get Elegant Mountain, though. I took out my blood crit. That's where it is. That's pretty funny. Basic, no?
Yep.
All right. Oliphant's cool card. Like, getting mountains, and we're running this, like, is it style or basic mountains. Like, again, if you were running more of a Jun list, you could be able to go with that. All right. Seasoned Pyromancer, discarding a card, drawing 2 cards. Now, if you're looking at it and going, wait, you discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards, it doesn't matter how many cards you have in your hand if it's less than 2. If you have 0 cards and you play Young Pyromancer, you're still going to be able to like draw the 2 cards, and then you make tokens equal to the number of cards you discarded. All right, so we only discard 1 card, we only make 1 token, but we still end up drawing 2 cards. We end up discarding our living end here because we have an Oliphant in there. Okay, that's pretty good, but not that great as things go. We're really hoping to kind of get into our Electro Dominance. We haven't found it yet. So, Faithless Looting, Street Wraith. Let's kind of set ourselves up here.
Attempt to cast.
You have. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, discard 2, then cycle. Attempt to cast.
All right, Hollow One. 2 Hollow Ones? End of okay, so that's what we just needed lands, right? Our can's just pure gas. We're just ready. Double Hollow One into a Flame Blade of Death. That's gonna help us come back here. He says until I get living end, and now it doesn't really matter, but we'll see. We still have to assemble the stuff to get a living end to go. Yeah, I guess so. It's more than just like the is it. You're seeing our Water Grave is here, so it really is kind of like a 3-4 color list, if you will. Because we think we got access to green as well. So basically everything but white.
Curator Mysteries?
E.
4/4 flyer.
So your upkeep you scry? Is it
Whenever I
recycle
cycle, I
it?
just
Okay.
So no burning and groomers. That's right.
I thought it was the upkeep.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Curator of Mysteries is a sweet card, especially if we're doing cyclings of our own, discarding things, helps us scry and set up. So like if someone casts a Burning Inquiry and we have that out, it like actually works out really, really well. But having a flyer is going to be really relevant and could help us close out the game here. We've got some blockers on the ground, so we can kind of trade off and do some fighting here. All right, swing in 8, 2 4/4s. All right. No, we're going for the team. I mean, the Menace is nice. All right, going before damage. Are we discarding something else to make him bigger? Yeah, cycle the Street Wraith. Or, sorry, cycle. Just kidding, he says, before I cycle the Street Wraith, I'm gonna besage you your ley line.
Yeah, I'll go get a land.
So in this specific instance, it actually makes a big difference because you know that one of the few outs that your opponent has is casting a living end. So destroying the ley line to get at least a creature into our graveyard with the Street Wraith that we're gonna cycle does make a big difference. Which we will be able to go get a land. We get our red-green Surveil land and all this.
Yeah,
Surveilling.
my bad. You can do that.
stay on top.
Surveil, whatever it is, we're happy to keep on
So
top.
this is a 5/2 because you've discarded Besage You and Street Wraith.
Yeah.
So these will all trade. And then
Yeah,
these will
yeah, I
trade,
guess, yeah.
And then I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I'm going for
It's all
that.
good.
Oh, come on. Where's
12, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These guys. Yeah, then. Oh. Go ahead. Don't kill me.
He says, I'll play this Flame Blade, and please don't kill me. Yeah, getting rid of the Faithless Looting does hurt. We have the Electro Dominance, so now we just need to draw into a Living End, and we're good.
Yeah.
No Faithless is engraved.
No, they're all exile.
Oh, going to 10. I guess because we have Electro Dominance, we can just start like burn and get rid of the Hollow One here. Okay, so we're choosing to kill the Flame Blade over the Hollow One specifically because it has a higher ceiling of burst damage here, right? By getting a Burning Inquiry or something like that, you're going to be able to just like nuke someone down.
Cycle.
Another cycling. Street Wraith. Drop it down.
He doesn't want you to do that. Yeah, I'm thinking of the other one. That's funny.
Cast a Root Walla.
Oh, Rootwalla. So yeah, we're just kind of the difference between the Vengevine version and like the Rakdos version. Both are explosive in how much damage they can actually do, but the Vengevine version does have a little bit more of a go wide potential because you're sitting here and you're dropping down Root Wallas, you have Hollow Ones, like the Vengevine, so you can just kind of like spread your damage out much wider, where the Rakdos version where you're like Nethergoyf, I'm having this one big creature, I have the Hollow One, right? I'm going to put the Bestow creature on it with my Detective's Phoenix and just kind of go for more of a pure strategy. Ooh, balancing the Hollow One here is nice.
And then, I guess,
For damage up.
That one can resolve.
so
It's 3.
3. Okay, we're going to 7.
Oh, 7.
I mean 7.
Oh, then, I did 12. That's me. That's me at 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're at 12.
I apologize.
You're at 12.
Good.
End step.
That's so fast.
All right, flash it in on the end step. Uh-oh. A response is the Surgical on Living End, which is basically just trying to close out this game. We know that this is our kind of out for our opponent.
I'm at 10.
So, let's see.
All right, so what are the outs?
Yeah.
You're good. No, take your
I
time.
didn't consider my options.
You
here,
gotta take your time.
Living End, so 4 is not Olivant. So 3 of my Olivants are accounted for.
Where are the cards?
Okay, so 3 Oliphants have been cycled so far. Oh, this is the random mystery card that just showed up.
I don't know. That, you only,
We did,
I had no cards in there.
our Living End player had no cards in hand, so we don't know where this card came from. Maybe it just showed up and got stuck to something because there's all the Living End. Who knows where that card came from? So we just shuffle it in. It's all good, but that's one of those like, huh? What? I definitely did get a laugh out of this. So yeah, that was just the random mystery card that showed up.
And now I'm untapping and drawing, correct?
All right, now we at least have a blocker, so it can help us. Still trying to assemble a threat.
What is their Magic the Gathering?
Okay, lost Living End. I guess so. You're sitting here with Curators of Mysteries, right? The Sphinx is a decent live draw that we're hoping to get. Oliphant is a decent live draw that we're hoping to get. But I guess you could. Oh, we only have one swamp. I was like, could we hard cast a Street Wraith? No, we're missing a second swamp here. All right. I guess you just kind of jam threats if you're on the Vengevine side, right? Oh, Blood Moon.
I have a response to the Blood Moon. No. I'm loving it.
I don't know. Do you want to start your turn?
Come
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this.
Block.
And I'm gonna deal 1 damage to root.
And Electrodominance will kill off Blazing Root Wall. So again, we're just finding answers. Electrodominance is just a removal spell now. It's no longer used to help us cast Living End. We're just going to be just kind of poking and prodding and help keeping us alive. So now we're still, I guess,
I think it's my turn to go 5.
it says my turn. Let's go drop on down, cycle this Street Wraith. Because again, if we had a second swamp, we could, but I don't know if there's 2 watery graves or anything like that in there. I mean, you're never going to suspend Living End in this version. Hey, here's another mountain. All right.
Go.
Land go. We're in the Blood Moon stall phase. Oh, we have a curator of mysteries.
Go.
So we don't have a blue source. So I guess this is the downside to...
Send out your bolts. I'm gonna-
He said you sided out your bolts. You told me, so I can get away with going to 3 here.
I cannot believe that this game
Oh
is
my
second.
gosh.
The Blood Moon's crazy.
Don't worry.
The Blood Moon.
Cast Dragon Lord Colligan. I don't have black.
Oh, he goes, I'm going to try to cast Dragon Lord Colgan, which would have been sweet, because that would have just closed the game, but we don't have access to black. No, we're looking. Oh, Beseiju, but we don't have green. No.
God damn it. Beseiju, go. I can't
The Seiju is a land.
Sorry.
I gotta fade this looting.
No, don't do it.
I found a crater.
No. Don't do it. I swear to God, don't do it.
Root
All right, oh, there's a threat.
Wall, yeah.
Yep, he says, here's a Blazing Root Wall. Give it haste. Look at all these blue cards. Oh, no.
Leyline, Vengevine.
Leyline, Vengevine. So both of them were kind of stuck there. That's, oh,
No, it's great that you're happy.
that's good. All right.
So the problem
Trying
was,
to concentrate.
the problem is, right? Those are the 2 Oliphants that I could have cast.
Those are the 2 Oliphants.
Already in the graveyard.
Third one's in the graveyard. Where's the 4th one? Electrodominance. Yeah.
Out there with all the lands that I had, but like I don't know, man.
Yeah, a lot of the ley lines came in for that match.
Yeah, so yeah, I was the
Oh, and yes, you could nuke a player with it.
That was crazy.
Good games there. That was a fun one. I mean, it really, like, in today's meta, it is very much a ley line battle in a lot of matchups right now. Graveyard matters so much, but sometimes Blood Moon just gets there. It's enough of a, like, staying power within the kind of variety of decks that are out there that you can be able to get that fight going where you're just shutting down what your opponent is able to do here. But really a cool, fun game there to be able to kind of showcase 2 fun decks in Modern, Vengevine stuff, Living End ones, decks that you might not see as much, but if you're going to your LGS or playing online, these types of decks are going to start popping up more and more. So hope you guys enjoyed this game. Of course, we got lots more epic action for Modern coming out every Monday and Thursday. We have our special unboxing on Saturday to help celebrate our big 1K subscriber mark. But thanks for tuning in and watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next game.